Hi, so today I'm going to be showing you what I read from January to October. So let's get started. So back in January, the first book I read was The Goal by Elle Kennedy. I read The Deal and the Mistake and The Score back in November. I read The Deal in November and then The Mistake and I think The Score in December. And so then I read this in January to finish off the series, and this was a 3-star. I don't remember too much about this, but I remember it being good. I think back then I didn't really like it too much, but it was a good book. It wasn't my favorite book in the series, but it was good. I think now I'd probably rate it a 4 stars, but I don't remember too much other than her getting pregnant. So. And then I read The Chase by Elle Kennedy, the first in the Briar You series. I rated this 4 stars. It's about Dean's sister, Summer, and then Fitz, who is on the team as well. All the off-campus guys have already graduated by the time the series rolls around, and they're in that house that the off-campus guys lived in. And then I read I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. If you hear like paper turning, it's because I like read the book with all the ratings that I rated. I rated this 5 stars. Oh, I have to go spit out my gum real quick. I'll be back. Okay. I rated this 5 stars. I remember her mother died, and they forced her into acting. It was really good. I remember that. Didn't really like her mom, but, well, I think she liked her mom because it's her mom, but I can't speak for her because I don't know her. I can't remember too much of this book because obviously this is back in January, but I remember not liking her mom. And then I read an Enola Holmes book. It's like a 200-page long book. There's like 5, 6 of them, and this was the 4th one that I read. I read it 3 stars, but I donated that book, so I don't have it anymore. But then I read The Risk by Elle Kennedy, and I loved Jake and Brenna. They were amazing. I want to get a dog and name it Connolly after Jake Connolly, because Jake Connolly is the hottest man alive. And yeah, this was a 5-star read. Yeah, that makes sense why I rated that 5 stars, because I did love this one. It's pretty good. I remember more about this one because obviously I loved it. And then I read The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Lees. I rated this 5 stars. It's a novella. It's like almost 175 pages in total, I think. I was just flipping through. Yeah, 179 pages. Okay. It's a short book. I didn't read really Christmas books in December. I read one. So I wanted to read this, and I bought it. I remember they both worked at a library together. They didn't like each other, but he kept mint M&Ms for her in his car. Yeah, and this is like a quote for a minute. There's mint chocolate M&Ms. All yours. You don't like them? Not a bit. Mint chocolate is foul. Then why do you have mint chocolate M&Ms? And because I saw them at the grocery store after work today and thought of you and bought them. He bought them because he thought of her. And he was not nice to her, no. She wasn't nice, he was mean to her, and she did not like him either. Oh, he's her anonymous online friend. This part is on the back, the anonymous online friend, but you won't find out that he's an anonymous friend right away. But that was good. And then I went and read The Play by Elle Kennedy. Back in January, I had to read books in between series. I did read The Goal and The Chase, but I didn't read anything between them. But I had to read things between books back then to keep entertained by the series. And sometimes now I have to do that, but not as often. But these were amazing books, though. So I read The Play by Elle Kennedy. This was a 4-star read. This was about Hunter and Demi. Hunter is the guy Dean sort of like takes under his wing in one of the books. I can't remember which one it was. But Hunter becomes the captain in the series after Fitz and Hollis graduated. I think it was in The Risk that we meet Rupi. But yeah, and so this was pretty good. They were friends first before everything happened, and it was really good. And I can't say too much about these because I don't remember too much, but I love them. I read The Dare, then I read The Dare by Elle Kennedy. 4 stars also. This one was about Connor Edwards and what was her name? I know her name. It was something with a C. Definitely something. I think it was a C name. Oh no, it was Taylor. Why did I not remember this? I love this one. This one's pretty good. She is in a sorority, and this is actually the first book I think you meet him in. Or no, you meet him in the play. You meet him for the first time in the play because he's friends with Hunter, and he's on the hockey team. And yeah, he doesn't live in the off-campus house though, so that kind of bugged me, but it was because the house was already filled, because at this time I think Summer, Brenna, and Hunter were still living there. Hollis, I think, no, Hollis went and moved at some point across the country. But yeah, those people were, like, a ton of people were living in the house though, so that makes sense. And then I got this one, The Beach Read by Emily Henry, for my birthday, and I read it back in January, and then this was 5 stars. I remember Augustus in January, and I loved, like, I kind of loved her name was January, because I'm like, wait, that's the month I was born. Like, that was great. I remember liking it. I remember they're both authors. I remember they vowed to, like, write, like, each other's genre. I can't remember. I think she wrote romance, and he wrote mystery. And so he was taking her around to write mystery novels, and she was taking her around to write romance novels. And so they tried to publish one of those, and they ended up falling in love. Yeah, that's the premise of this book. And all I actually remember. This is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. I think I might have pronounced her name wrong, but I don't know. This was really good. It's about Bradley Graham and Selena Bangura. I might have said their last names wrong. I think I got their first names, but their last names, not always certain about those. They knew each other when they were younger. They were besties, and then this book's also 4 stars. They were ex-best friends. They compete in this one wilderness competition together, and he actually gets injured, and so she leaves, and so she gets disqualified, but he somehow still wins, and I was like, she should have won. She should have won. She deserved it. But he's now, like, a football player, and this is set in the UK, so I'm pretty sure that was soccer. Yeah, it was definitely soccer, but they call it football, I think. He has OCD, and yeah, survival course, 2-parter, and they fell in love, and they were really cute. I loved it. This was, like, a quick read for me, because I really did love this. Then I have Love in the Time of the Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. 4-star read. I remember she was obsessed with serial killers. He was an elementary music teacher. He actually taught his students this one dance during the school year, but they weren't there in the summer at this time. And so her brother wants to propose to his girlfriend, and so they set it up, and Sam Ginnings is the guy, like the music teacher guy, and so he takes his students and has them do, like, this one song and dance, and her brother joins, and then it's the proposal, and it was really cute, and I listened to the song while that was going on. It was amazing. It was really funny too, but it was great. And then I read Identity by Alicia Alexia Matrozaris. I'm definitely saying her name wrong, but this was 5 stars. He's a musician. She doesn't know. Yeah, lives off of music. He's in a band with his triplets, which is Leo. I have the second book, which is about this triplet sister, and then, but I don't have it about, yeah, it's Amelia, and then Elijah, and then Leo. So I'm still waiting for, I don't think Identity, which is going to be the one about Elijah. Yeah, I don't think that one's out yet, but I do have Imposter, which is over there on my shelf. I have not got to read it yet because I have been putting it off since August when it arrived. But it says Imposter is about Amelia and Lexi's enemies to lovers story, which that is, and Elijah and Lily's friends to lovers story. I think Lily might have been Trinity's bestie or something. I can't remember who Lily is because this was back in January, obviously, and so I think we met her though. And this was a 5-star read. So I'm like setting the books in piles of when I read them, like which shelf they go on, so I can put them back a lot easier. So like I have to keep reaching over there. And then the first book of February was The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This was 4 stars, I think. Can't exactly see. So it was like, yeah, 4 stars. I loved it. It's about Rowan and Zara. And he, like, okay, so his grandfather dies. They all get, like, a reason why they have to do these different things to inherit everything. And so he has to go to Dreamland and get a park set up. And, like, there was a committee that he didn't know about until he got there that would decide if his proposal was okay or not. And she was on that committee because she knew his grandfather. But at that time, they were in an argument. And she does say something to his father there. And I'm like, yes. Perfect. He deserved that to be said about him. And then in the other one, I will tell you what the other girl says in the other. And I have not read the last one. I've been putting it off since like February. Because I read these 2 in February. The first 2 in February. But I put the other one off. And it was good. When I started it, it was good. I just put it off. So now I'm going to go read that so I can read the new book of hers that I have. Which I don't know why I kept putting it off. I just did. Then I got this for Christmas. It's the Zodiac Killer map. It's by, who was this by? R.S. Clemens. I was into the Zodiac Killer like back in December of that year of 2022, and now, and at the time I was reading this, I was not. It's not anymore. It's like 130 pages, so it's like a quick little read. And I wanted to read it anyways. I rated it 2 stars because it wasn't my style. But like it was good. It was good writing and telling all about how like Zodiac Killer maps and stuff. And like figuring out all these different clues about him. But it wasn't like my style. If people like to learn about the Zodiac Killer, probably would like this. But obviously I did not really like it because it wasn't my style. I'm actually the only one that ever commented on this one on Goodreads. So, that was great. Yeah, it was meant to be printed in color with color images. I have the black and white edition. Yeah, this one's, I got the black and white edition instead of the colored edition. Yeah. So, like, this was black and white edition. There's like a tape produced in color, but this one wasn't. And then I read Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher, which was, oh no, before I read Terms and Conditions, I went and read it in then 6 Enola Holmes book, and I rated that 2 stars. Don't remember anything about that, so we're just gonna go to this one. Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher was 4 stars. Huh. Now I probably rate this 5 stars because I loved it, but it's about Declan and Iris punches Declan's father. So that's amazing. It was like girl boss. And they have a fake marriage. It's a marriage of convenience because that was his thing he had to do. He had to get married and have a kid. And so they're gonna have the kid and then like get divorced, not like a few years after that. But they fell in love, so they didn't. And he he screwed up a lot. But you do meet this couple in the first book, and he like cuts up her food for her, and it was so cute. I was shipping them back then. I'm like, that is so cute. And she is dyslexic, so like he has all of the company in a certain one font because of that. And then I read the Heartstopper yearbook by Alicia Osman, which was pretty good. It was like a yearbook, so I just rated it 4 stars because there wasn't really anything to it because it was obviously a yearbook. And you learn different information about different things, and you like get character stuff. There's different like little story things, but it's not like it's talking about how she wrote the book and stuff and different images. But it was really a quick read. It like took 20 minutes to read this for me because it was a lot more pictures than actual wording, but it's like she writes pretty much like sort of comic-y things, but it was good. I loved it. Just, you know, like not something that I would like normally pick up to read. Like I might pick up the actual series, the Heartstopper series again, because I read that back in 2022. I might pick that up again, but I haven't wanted to, but I will definitely watch the show again. And then I read Funny You Should Ask by Alicia Sussman. This was 3 stars. I did not like it. It went back and forth like 10 years. So 10 years in the past and then 10 years, like the present. And he was an actor and she was a writer. And it was based, I think, on this one Chris Evans little interview. Like, I think that's what it was based on. I do not remember, but I heard somewhere it was based on that. But it was so weird. And it wasn't like I shipped them in the past either. Like, I didn't. At all. So I have her new book somewhere, actually. I have no clue where the new book is. So I should probably find where that one went. I'm going to have to find where that one went. It has to be on like one of my carts that I have over there, but I don't know. And then I read 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. This was a 3-star book. Wow. This was back in February, so I think because this was like a Christmas book, and I was reading in February, it wasn't like the time to read it. I can reread it, like in December or something, but yeah. I have the second book in this, like the Revenge series, I think it's called, and then I just ordered the 3rd one, and so it just arrived, and I have not when I got it. But it's about Abby Keller and Damian Martins. And it's like based on Legally Blonde. I think they're each based on like a 2000s like movie. And this one was Legally Blonde. I think the other one is Mean Girls. I think. Don't quote me on that one though. I'll have to search that up. So it was good. She wants to get revenge on her ex-boyfriend who works for him. His like grandfather is like the partner in the company, or his father, I can't remember, but she ends up with Damien, so it was beautiful. And her sister's in this other series by Morgan Elizabeth that I want to get to at some point, but I haven't, so that was really good. And then I read Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. I always rate Tessa Bailey books 3 stars because they're quick little reads, and I don't generally enjoy them too much. Like, I enjoy them when I'm reading them, but then I don't want to read any more books. Like, I read 6 more of her books after this, and like it was only because of a series that I read more, and then I read the other one in this series, and then the other one in this little duology was the last book I'm like ever gonna read of hers, because they're not my style really. They're like way too quick and light, but there is like a little thing in the back of one of the other couples that got, like, when they got engaged. I liked her other series that I read last year, which had Hook and Sinker and The Beautiful Summer or something like that. I don't know. But that series was good. I like that. But that was like back when I was starting to read. So like I read a ton more books. So this just isn't my style anymore if you're beginning to read them. Sort of, yeah. Everyone sort of like has that phase. But like has sort of a Tessa Bailey phase, but not really much of that. And then I read Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I have the second one in the series, have not got to it. It is sitting on my shelf with the long game. And I'm like, I have to read those. I pre-ordered them and I haven't read them. And this one was 4 stars. I don't think I gave out 5 stars back then. Like, this was... Okay, you guys are on tripods. Like, you were all about to fall and still are. So to fix that... Hopefully that works. Okay. So it's 4 stars, and it's about Anastasia, which all of us, I think everything calls her like Stassi. And then Nate. And they are amazing. There's a one scene where Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift's playing. And it's a good scene. It is a scene. It was good. And then I read Two Wrongs Make It Right by Chloe Lees. This is 3 stars because I don't know why, I just didn't really love it. I liked it though. And it's about Jamie and Beau. They fake dated and they met at this one party. I don't know why, I just didn't like them. But I have the book about her younger sister that I still have to read. But that's I think this month, my due for this month to read. So I remember everyone like loving this book. And I just didn't. I don't know why. But I don't know. It was pretty good. And it has like chapter titles and like I think playlists of songs to listen for each chapter all the way to chapter 37. And that was cool and good. I don't know. This one's not my thing. And I think I was reading this when I was on vacation too. So that could have been it, but I don't know. I can't explain that one. These are all getting thrown over there in sort of piles. What shelf they go on? And then sort of not for one of them. Because one of them has a ton of books. And then Water Under the Bridge by Kels and Dennis Stone. This was a 3-star read. I loved this though. Now I rate it 4 stars. Back then I was like really tough on how I rated something. I was like, I'm not rating stuff 5 stars. I was like, no. 4 stars was the most I would give it. I was really critical. This was about Avery Soto and Lucas Navarro. Her bestie and his younger brother have a book. And that I read this year too, and so it'll be in this video. But they work at this one, like, same place. Wait, no, they don't work at the same place. She wanted the job, but she didn't get the job. This one place. And so he works this one place, she works in another, and then their thing kind of combines to get this one grant thing. And I think they do get the grant. And then their companies kind of merge, and he takes over everything. Yeah, I can't explain too much of this because obviously I read it a while ago, but it was really good. And then the last book of that month was Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, 4 stars to me. And this was like when I started writing actual things in this book, because I'd just gotten the book when I was doing this. So I had to like write names and stuff and ratings of everything. But yeah, this is about Macy and Elliot, and they were amazing. And it does like go back in time when they were younger and everything, but you also see the present and them falling in love any more than they like. You see them fall in love for the first time, and then you see them fall back in love, and then you see like when everything ended too. So like, and you get a prologue and stuff, and it was really good. Yeah, it was really good. I loved it. Everything that was like months ago, I can't say too much about because I do not remember too much. And then I read Spare by Prince Henry back in I rated this like 4 stars. I had to listen to it on audiobook because I could not sit and read this book. I started this in January and it took me so much. I don't know. It just took forever. And it was an okay book. It wasn't something like I really wanted to read anymore. I think I was supposed to give this to my grandma at some point so she could read it, but I never did. So, it's my book. Well, not mine technically, but like, you know, it's by Prince Harry, right? No, his name's Henry, I thought. Everyone calls him Prince Harry, but I'm pretty sure his real name's Henry. I think. I can't remember, but like, I don't know. Like, I didn't write them or anything, but like, I own them, so like, they're my books, technically. Sort of. I don't know. I didn't honestly write any of these because I could not write a book at the moment. Wanted to, can't really do that, but yeah. So that's Spare. it's 4 stars. On that show. Then I read Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. This is the first 5 stars of the year. It's about Jordan Pike. And she dates his son. He had his son when he was 19, so he's 19 years older than her. He's 19. She's 19, he's 38. And then his son does something, and so they break up and everything. And she gets with dad. And I'm like, yes. Yes, amazing. And then this is when I read this one series by Tessa Bailey. That confused me. It's just, yeah. Okay. Too Hot to Handle by Tessa Bailey. This was 3 stars. This family goes into one road trip. Like, it's the Clarkson siblings. So, it's the Clarkson siblings series or something like that. So, like, Rika and, like, they get stranded in New Mexico. And so she meets Jasper Ellis. Like, a sort of bad boy, but he wasn't really a bad boy. He had a bad reputation, but he was really sweet. And so she ended up staying in New Mexico while the rest of her siblings continued on a road trip to New York. And, okay. Then, next in the series is Too Wild to Tame by Tessa Bailey, also 3 stars. And they are in Idaho. So it's about Aaron Clarkson. So it's the brother, Brendan, something like that. And then it's Rita Clarkson, and then it's Aaron, and then it's Peggy. Like, that's the order of, like, sibling ages. And Rita, Aaron, and Peggy share the same father, and then Brendan has a different dad. But Brendan's dad is, like, I think maybe like more of the love of her life. Mom's life, mom's kind of dead. That's why they're going to New York. But this was 3 stars. They're in Idaho, and he wants to get back on to, like, this campaign, like a campaign for a powerful senator, and he does. But Grace Pendleton is the senator's daughter, and the senator was running for, I think, president. I think that was happening. What was happening? Because he got fired from his last job, so he knew one. And, like, he falls in love with the senator's daughter, so he stays in Idaho. And so then Peggy and Brendan went on the road trip. But I didn't read that right after. And then I read Just My Type by Fallen Ballard, which was 3 starred. It was about Lana and Seth, and they were, like, high school sweethearts, and then they broke up after high school. They both wanted to be writers, and they both ended up being some sort of writers, like, for different newspapers, and then they ended up at the same one. Okay? And, like, they ended up at a different one. This one column, he got, and he was always gonna get, but, like, this competition that they had to go through and make up a list for each other to do, she was never gonna get the spot, and she was like, but, like, this competition, whoever won was supposed to get the spot. And even if she won, she was never gonna get the spot. So then she ended up leaving that thing and going on a blog, like, having a blog and everything, and still writing. But he left to go travel the world. They were supposed to go to the same college. She went to the college. He backed out after she was already there. He went on across the world, and so they broke up. And I don't know if they should have got back together, though. I don't know. But I can't remember too much, but it was good. And then I read Loathe to Hate You by Allie Hazelwood. This was 3 stars. It's 3 film novellas in one book. So we have Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero. And it's 3 friends, Mara, Sadie, and Hannah. Mara is this one right there. And she's in the one that's, I think Under One Roof, I'm pretty sure. Like, I have a thing where it's, like, post-it note, like, what for each story starting, but I can't remember half the time. So, it's about Mara, who gets, like, a house, and then the nephew also gets, like, a house from this one girl, and they both end up together, but, Liam and Mara get together, and then it would have been that they get together, and it was, like, a novella, and they were really cute. Trying to find, like, where the other story is. I think, yeah. And then Stuck With You, these 2 people get stuck in an elevator. I can't explain too much of it. I think they're all engineers, but we have, this one would be Sadie and Eric, and these two get second. Okay, this one and this guy are cousins.